Happy 420, everyone. Hope you're all doing great on this Saturday. I actually forgot it was 420 until I actually just looked at the day so I could say the day. And I was like, oh, fuck. Well, so as you can tell, this is part of my daily routine anyway. But let's get right into this. This is my 7 weeks out check-in. So let's dive right into this. So this is my current plan that I am running to catch everyone up to speed. I competed in the Detroit Pro this Sunday as a heavyweight competitor. I did place 5th out of 6, so second to last. So obviously not a great feeling, but I owe that to my own personal mistakes with some of the judgment calls I made when it came to peaking. So now we are 7 weeks out from the next show. Boop. 7 weeks out from the next show. So this is the plan I am currently running right now. Again, in the last one I talked about how I'm getting labs done this week. So I removed all the oral drugs besides T3. And then moved all the other PEDs over to masteron and testosterone because I know how my labs normally look running those. But let's jump right into the photos from today. So, photos from today are on the left. Photos from last Saturday are on the right. So this is one day out, and this is today. On the right, we are at 216 pounds. On the left, we are 212 pounds. So we are 4 pounds down, but we're also obviously much flatter than what we were here, because here this was after a day of 700 carbs. Actually 750 carbs and 250 protein is what was ingested the Friday before this photo, while yesterday I had a leg day and I buried that motherfucker with a 10K step count. No actual cardio was done yesterday. But I normally look the hardest from the front, so I'm normally using my front and back shots are the best way for me to determine how my visuals are actually changing, because my side shots do not change that much as my visuals actually improve. And I say that specifically because I have really bad thoracic rotation. So sometimes my side poses look worse than what they should be, specifically because my mobility is fucking terrible, and that is 100% on me, and I own that. And it's something I have to continually be better at. So I feel like my front and back shots are a little less biased, specifically just because that the poses are hit better than my side poses. So, as we can see, obviously, I flattened out a lot. Lighting is obviously much different not being in the basement. I used the same light. I just didn't have the backdrop being in this basement here at the Airbnb. And since it was in pretty much complete darkness, being in a basement with no windows, that the photos obviously came out slightly more crisp. So you can see the lines a little better, but this is also a result of just being much more full, kind of bursting at the seams here on the verge of like almost spilling. So we do see that I flattened out a good amount, but we do see in some of the other poses that I do actually look remotely tighter. Again, I'm just looking much more full here, but the way I'm looking at this here is I feel like my legs are getting tighter again. Again, this is one day out, so I am much more full here, but I feel like we're moving in the proper direction. Also, again, being 4 pounds down from where we are here. If we move into the back pose, I think we do see the most amount of improvement here. Glutes definitely look tighter here, even though I am much more flat. The waist from the back is looking smaller, which is obviously great to see. And again, this is me not having 700 plus carbs while this is. So I'm happy in the direction that we are moving with what we have done this week. But obviously, we're going to have to keep making more strides in a positive direction. So that being said, I wanted to start pulling away more food this week. So as a result of that, I'm going to be reducing some of my rice portions. So for my breakfast meals, I'm going to pull away 50 grams of rice across the board here. Let's pull up the macros for that real quick. Uh, 150. Across the board there was a slight reduction obviously in calories and pulling away the 50 grams of rice. Now also I am someone who does typically really well with their fats being lower. I added the fats back in specifically obviously for hormones post show, and also because I was already bursting at the seams filling out for the show, that I wanted my body to deplete a little bit. So my carbs weren't as high as they normally were, but my fats are much higher than what they're at. So that being said, I'm going to remove or change my fat source for my last meal. As much as I enjoy having 3 whole eggs, I'm going to reduce this, and I'm also going to add in just some whites just to make up for the loss of protein here. So I'm going to lose some sad calories now. Boom. But since I lost that, what I am going to do is I am going to give myself an extra 150 grams of whites to make up for the fact that that protein was lost. And I understand that I am replacing it with more than what protein is lost, but I didn't want the calorie drop to be that significant, and I still would like to be able to have some type of satiation with that meal as well. Let me also boom. So, pretty significant drop across the board. Now, when it comes to actual cardio, I would like to hold things here because I'm checking in again on Wednesday. My goal is to lose about 1% per week between now and my show. So if we do the calculation for what that is, so just so you guys understand. So I'm currently, move this up, there we go, 212 pounds. So 1% of that is this amount of pounds. There's 2.12 pounds. I would like to lose 2% per week. I am 7 weeks out, but we're not going to include peak week in that. So obviously, so it's going to be 12 pounds down. So it looks like I'm going to be on stage close to being like 200 pounds. That's going to be closer to the goal then. Obviously, after carbing up and everything, I'll probably be like 202, 203. But I'll be in a much tighter position than where I was at this last showing. Yeah, so those are the updates for this week. I do check-ins with myself every Wednesday and Saturday. For me, I like doing it twice a week because I don't want to wait a whole entire week to make changes. Also, if I do it more frequently than that, especially since I self-coach, I definitely would get in my head more. And we all know the phrase paralysis from overanalysis. And if I overanalyze things, that's definitely what we're going to end up running across. That being said, obviously, I'm not going to be giving myself a free meal. I'm not in a position to do so, nor do I deserve one. So, that being said, just right back to plan, or not back to plan, but right to the adjustments I made to the plan, and we're just going to keep chipping away. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below. Give your own input if you desire to. And obviously, subscribe and share, because that helps me, which is pretty fucking cool. So, if you like me, you probably want to help me. So, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you. Hope you all have a lovely 420 and enjoy your Saturday, guys. Take care.